Today we're going to teach you how to find positions that are really high yielding over a long period of time. So we don't want anything that's new. For example, if we had a look at some of these coins, they'll probably be earning really good because their yield is high at the moment, but they're likely to fall off. So we're going to focus on ones you can farm that have stood the test of time, so to speak. So a lot of ways in which we do this is we just look on Solana as a whole, and we'll filter this by volume because what we want is volume, and then we're going to sift through. So I want a pair age of, let's say, 100 hours. That typically is a few weeks. It will give us enough time to sort of do that. Now we're going to filter out large market caps as well, and we want something, let's say, below 100 million, because anything more than that, we're likely to find things that are, you know, a bit too old, a bit too stable. Solana's going to show up. You like euro is showing up, global dollar, Bitcoin. We don't want those. So let's have a look at this one. This one, I've not heard of these. This one maybe I've heard of. That was an AI rat or something. This one's 11 days, so I might skip that one. Elizabeth is 15 days. Maybe I'll have a look at it. So these ones are going to be ones we're going to be looking at. Now, a lot of these will be meme coins. Now, what we want is either a really cult community that's going to be there for the long term, or some sort of utility play. Now, or something that's really strong as a meme. So Swiss Borg is a really good one. My friend's always gone on about that one. Pandu as well, we could look at AI rig. So all these ones are doing really well volume wise. And without opening too much, we can just take a look at these. Now, we obviously want one with a good chart, number one. And this one seems okay. You could go in with a range like maybe here, up here to here, maybe. Something like that. So very safe. Don't forget, we're going to be farming these for a 3 month period. Now, once you find one you like, you go over here and you want to see what the pools are saying. So this one has Meteora. So I'm going to open up Meteora now and let's see what performance the pools are going into. Now you can build a list with these and you can kind of see, okay, what is doing well. So this one has 9k TVL, 1% a day. I think we could probably do a bit better than that, in my opinion. On a, you could maybe, if you really like this coin, you could make your own pool on Orca very cheaply. But for now, let's keep that as a benchmark. This one is getting 1%. So I typically have a notepad near my desk and I write it down. So I say Bertram or the Pro, whatever the name is called, is getting 1% per day. Yeah. What would I invest in that? And this one, likewise, this one's been around a while. Now I would check this old one to see if it's listed on any exchanges or anything like that. I was just trying to think if it's something else. Again, we're going to check now and we're going to see. Now you could, this one's got a massive on radium. Radium. Let's have a look. So let's see. So this one has a locked TVL. So this is not a concentrated pool. So we wouldn't want that one. That's obviously the devs locked it or something. Meteora. We'll go secondary Meteora. And let's see what we're getting. Just to compare, we're getting even less. So be aware that some of these coins, this one will be a good yield, I can probably tell, because the liquidity is low, there's a demand for liquidity, the volume is higher than the liquidity. That's kind of what we want. Now, this is an older coin, but this was, I think Tolly shilled this. So he's the co-founder of Solana itself. So you can kind of feel that it may not last. Like that's the only thing that keeping it going. That's all it is. It's a bit of hype. So I may not look at it. So you can see the yield's fantastic on these. And they need a lower feed pool. So you can even do like a 0.5%, 1%. If you made one, maybe for a week or so, you could do well. I would definitely do a one-sided position with this rather than go in with a double-sided. I wouldn't buy this token at this level. I would do a one-sided here, like so, all the way down to the old floor, like that. I'll show you very quickly how to do it actually. So you'd get the, create the pool, and you'll just go like that. Now, what you want to do is you want to buy like 1 cent of this token, basically. and then deposit it, but don't actually deposit the tokens. Just create the pool, go to your portfolio, find it, and then, or sorry, go to the pools, find it, and then you'll be able to just do a one-sided position down. That's what I would do for those. So you got to be aware of what you're doing with these. This one, let's have a look. Look, liquidity is 1.5, volume is 1.5. So the likelihood of this being a highly profitable pool is not going to be there. However, we're not looking for major profitable pools. We're looking for stuff we can farm long term. I don't like the chart. 80-90% of people are going to be at a loss. It's just going to be so much sell pressure for ages. Now, this one I've actually looked at myself, and the reason being is the chart itself. Now, it's risky to go in to this position. It's kind of like you got to understand the meta of it. It's the SPX type of meta, hold to trillions and it's going to flip gold. So again, let's have a look and see how this. I'm interested. I haven't looked. So this pool, this token has no liquidity pools. Am I mistaken here? No, it just didn't show up. They have no volume on them, which is very, very strange. So opportunity wise, a low feed pool, if you make one, yeah, a little tip is to make one like so, but use the adaptive fee. It doesn't matter about this because it will automatically fix it to the best price. So if there is volume and your pool's getting used, it won't be 0.04. It will go up much higher. I'll give you an example. This one is 0.04, but it's showing up slightly higher. Bear in mind, it's a Saturday, but you get the idea. Like, if there's volume on it and the pool's getting used, it will automatically put the fee up anyway. So it'll be like sometimes you get a 10% if it's really hyped. But you get the idea. Now, another way you can actually look is using the filters here. So I want something where there's a minimum TVL of like 1,000. That's a good filter to have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to search yield. If you don't filter out 1,000, you get loads of random tokens with very low TVL that had a few buys and stuff like that. So this one, NX, NYX, I don't know. This one is performing well. One. Now they may be performing well because they've dumped off and it's just so much yield and everyone's swapping their tokens to the Solana in this pool. So you could take a look at this one. 7% is really good. NYX. Now, another tip you can do is you can have a look at the pools here that are getting like 2%, and you could make a 1% pool, but you kind of have to match at least half of this. You'll probably get a bit more than 7% on that. So I want to have a look at this one and see why. Why is this doing well? Let's take a look at the actual chart. So it looks like someone's made that one. So liquidity is low for the market cap. Sorry, the volume. But this is a new launch, so a bit risky. You want to kind of look at why it's sort of, I don't like these ones, but yeah, you get the idea. Something like ARK is really, really good. Now, don't be afraid to add these to your watch list. ARK is already on my watch list simply because if these AI tokens do have another run up, it'll be really good. Now, Swiss Borg is another one that's fantastic to yield farm. And you can see here the this is a secondary pool. This isn't the main pool. This is an Orca pool. So this is a 350 and a 1 mil. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. You would have wanted to get into here, but you can see stuff like ARC. You can kind of go in and it's if you get in at these floors, yield farm it, give it enough room to sort of rise up over time, compounding it, you can do really well on a long period, especially with these meme coins, but you must pick safe ones. Like I said, you don't want something brand new like this. This is untested. On ARC, you can kind of see you've got a history. Okay, what's happened? It's had a major run up. Community tried to push it back up. It got bumped down. You've got a story behind it. Now, I'm not saying the story is going to be the same. It's not going to fly up. Who knows? But even this one has a little story. But I can see here these are just massive buys. So is this artificially pumped? There's only 414 makers and there's more buys and sells. It's got high volume, but suspicious volume in my opinion. I think this might go south. But I do like it anyway. But yeah, look, I'll leave it with you. I hope this video has helped, and I wish you all the best and take care.